Hello, welcome. I'm here with Pastor Andrew today. One thing we both get asked a lot is for people that are wanting to come to the Philippines to retire, and in some cases want to come before they're eligible to retire, and they ask how they could make money when they're here. So we're going to talk about some ideas and things you can do to make an income if you need to, or if you don't need an income and you just want things to do. We got some ideas for you on that as well.
Yeah. Well, great. So, it's going to be a good conversation.
Yeah, let's get started. So, Andrew, one thing people ask me a lot is I want to come to the Philippines, but I'm not old enough for Social Security yet, and I need to make some income. But I don't want to wait 10 years or 5 years to come there, you know. They've watched all the YouTube videos and they get excited about the kind of life that they can have here. So they ask us, what can I do in the Philippines to make some money?
Yeah.
I know you got some ideas and I got some ideas too. So why don't you share one of the things or one of the ways you know of that people can make an income while they're living here in the Philippines?
Well, there are a lot of things that you can do if you have connections in America to make money, you know, working online, teaching. You could teach in Korea or a lot of places. And now you might need credentials and things. You can do social network, social marketing, things like that. And there are also people that, you know, end up having work here. They have jobs here, but that's a little bit more complicated. I know we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
So there are really there are things you can do. It takes being creative and sometimes jumping through you know, the legal process.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one thing you can do out here is you can start a business or set up something. But to do that, we would recommend, you know, that if you're gonna start a business, it's probably good if you have someone that you trust that you can do this with, a Philippine.
Right.
Maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're married or in a serious relationship with a Filipina. And it would probably be a good idea to put that business in their name. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of hurdles to jump over.
Right. Well, you do have to, within a certain low investment level, you have to put it into a Filipina's name. Yeah,
you really do, especially as you said on a lower investment. I mean, if you're putting in like $250,000, the rules change a little bit, but you still can't own the. Actually, no, on that kind of investment, I believe you can have ownership, but there's still a bunch of requirements that can be quite complicated.
Yeah.
The simplest thing is to just put the business in your partner's name, or wife's or girlfriend or whatever you have.
Or someone you trust. And I've known people who put it in names of, you know, a law firm that they trust. The law firm ends up owning the company, which you need to, again, trust the lawyer.
Yeah. So that begs the next question then, if they're gonna, what kind of businesses could a foreigner open with their partner? I mean, I've got a few ideas, and I'm sure you do, because we know some people have done these things. One is like in the food business, like a restaurant, or we know someone that started off making food products at home and would deliver, you know, like specialized products that you don't normally get in the Philippines. So that's one area which can work, although it is a lot of work doing it.
A lot of work and less income than you would expect in America.
Yeah, but that's one. And what other ways? I think you know someone else that's done their business here.
Well, I know someone who's making peanut butter, and I know someone actually who's opened a contracting business under his wife's name. But he does contracting mostly for foreigners, but not all, and he's doing quite well for himself.
Right.
So there are quite a few business. There's someone doing a tutorial business. He put up an actual business. He hires Filipinas, and he runs this whole thing himself. So he makes pretty good money.
Yeah, and then we know people that have, you know, things that they enjoy, like scuba diving. I know someone that opened up a scuba diving business, and that's doing really well. But if you've got experience with that, you could do instruction and stuff like that, and you can make some money that way. What I don't recommend you ever think about doing in the Philippines is coming out and just trying to get a job working for a company out here. Because, well, first of all, the Philippines are protective of their own people, and so when it comes to just regular employment, you're not going to be on top of the list. Unless you have a specialized field that you're in, something that you is unique that they don't do in the Philippines. But generally, just getting a job and working for a company in the Philippines may not be the best idea if you hope to come here and live the kind of dream they hoping to have.
No, I know some people who did consulting work for pretty big businesses, and that's good money. You know, consulting, because you can.
That's more of your own business, not working for someone else.
Yeah.
Because you know you can dictate what you're charging. If you've got your own business, and especially if you can establish a business where you're catering to other foreigners and expats, you know you can probably make a lot more money than the average Philippine wage. But if you work for a Philippine company, you're going to be subject to what Philippine companies pay their employees, which is quite low.
Quite low. Well, this guy we know that makes the food, he caters to a lot of mostly Filipino, mostly foreigners.
Yeah.
Although his rates are still quite low, because foreigners here don't tend to have a lot of money. But he's making pretty good money for himself, I think.
No, yeah.
He just he opened a restaurant in his house, sort of a breakfast restaurant.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of people even opening food restaurants that I've met, and I don't know how they do it legally. I haven't asked them, but they're opening the restaurants, and I'm sure that they're Filipino stockholders, but they're doing quite well for themselves. There's a Korean that I know who has opened a restaurant, and he's doing well for himself.
Right. So, guys, there are things that you can do setting your own companies out here. I still think, though, like you mentioned at the beginning, probably the easiest and best way, especially because you don't have to come up with any capital to start a business, is to do something online.
Right. Yeah.
You know, there are still many companies that will employ you for marketing, sales, and you know, especially if you're good at social media. Or just old school telemarketing. That still works.
Right,
I think. Although I think social media marketing is becoming a little more popular. But if you're good at that, there's opportunities there. And again, as we suggested, teaching English can be another good way. Although the people that normally make good money are the people that have educational backgrounds and experience. Not saying I know some people can just, you know, because they can talk English, they think they can teach English. You might find some agencies that will, you might be able to get employment with, but the amount of students they usually give you, the amount you're getting paid, might not be that great.
But it's very easy to get the TOEFL exam, you know, just online. And TESOL, I'm sorry, teaching English as second language. It's just an online 20-hour exam, and then or 20-hour class. And then they give you the certificate, which is very helpful in teaching English. So I did that a few years ago. I found that teaching English online was not to my liking, but it was actually pretty good money. And I enjoyed it. And you could try that. That's a good thing. I think a lot of foreigners who can speak English and can get the exam and learn through the class, you learn how to teach. That would be very a good option.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One other online option I want to mention, which could work, is you could set up like an online store.
Right.
And you know, and I mentioned this one because I know, you know what I do. I have a company in China, and I make basically custom shirts. But if someone, I mean, that's just one product. You could do it for thousands, but just using my product as an example. And by the way, I'm wearing one of my products right now.
Nice product.
Thank you. Fleece hoodie, and very comfortable actually. But anyway, you could create a design. We can help with that. And I have factories in China that can produce these things. You don't even have to buy large quantities. And you can set up an online store through something like Amazon. You know, make a few designs maybe. advertise, promote, and sell. And you don't have to carry a massive inventory. Maybe you buy a few and they hold them in like Amazon, or I think that's what they normally do. And you pay a little fee and everything, but contact someone like me or someone that does manufacturing, and come up with a deal, and you can buy as you need or as your demand needs.
Right, that's a very good idea, because I've seen these, no inventory needed. You just, or you can put if you do want to buy inventory, you can put it anywhere in the U.S. and it's quite, doesn't need a lot of room.
Right.
Someone can put them in their house for you, and then you can send them out from there. But if you decide to do the drop shipping or just the simple marketing method, market for example, you could market for Gary, and he would just send them out when needed.
Yeah. No, I'm not really trying to sell my business here.
Well, no. I mean, just for example, or.
But I mean, it's that's what I do, and I'm saying that's, the option is there anyway for companies. There are other platforms you can use that will you can buy through companies in Asia, not necessarily China, but that's where I get my stuff from. Yeah. Anyway, brother, there's one more thing I want to talk about, as in working in the Philippines. Not everybody that comes here really cares about making money or needs an income as such. Some people come here to retire, but they want to do something, and they want to help out. I think you've had some people that have been helping with your construction, right, at the church?
Yeah, quite a few people. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, let's start with that one then. So if you like, you don't want to just come out here and sit around doing nothing all day, and you want to keep busy. There's plenty of volunteer work that's available, and like we mentioned at your church, you've got people that volunteer, come up and help with the construction, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. People have come up and helped out a little bit with the construction or with other things in the church, like maybe not the construction of the big church, but people who have helped in the smaller church. They've wanted to do some fixing up. That's very welcome, and I've heard a lot of people are concerned, I think, about volunteering in the Philippines, because we've heard some bad horror stories about it. But you're safe if you're volunteering under a SEC registered, government registered organization. You're safe with that. So you just find an organization that you can volunteer with. Say it could be an orphanage or whatever, a church. And they would just simply write a letter for you. We don't even have to give that letter in, just have that on hand for in case anyone would ask you. You carry this little letter around with you that say, I'm with this organization, and here's the registration number of that. So it's very simple to find a lot of options. If you are coming over here and you would like to know more about that, you can email one of us.
Absolutely. We know a guy in our church actually, and in the Bible group that's doing things to keep busy. And one thing he does is he feeds children. Set up a little is it a little booth he's got?
Like a food cart. Yeah, a booth.
Food cart. Sorry, that's what it is.
Well, it's a mobile food cart, I think. He does.
Right.
And he sells ice cream and other things from it.
Right, and that's become his passion a little bit to be out here and putting his time into helping feed kids and homeless children. So that's a great thing. So there's plenty of work that you can do on a volunteer basis if you just like to help the community and do something productive and give your life a little more meaning.
That's
so
true.
If you would like more information on those kind of programs we have where you can do volunteer work or charity work, again, reach out to Andrew or myself on an email, and we'll give you more information.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
very nice.
That's just a few ideas of things that you can do to come to the Philippines and make some income if you need to, or just to keep yourself busy. So feel free to email us anytime with any questions. Anything else, brother?
That's about it. And good conversation. I have gotten a lot of questions about this kind of thing, so hopefully we address some of the
hopefully we gave some people some ideas, or people that are sitting and thinking, what can I do? Maybe hopefully we've answered that a little bit.
Right.
Okay, well, thanks Andrew for being here, and We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.